There we go.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm fantastic. I appreciate you coming on here, my man.
Yeah, man.
I was jamming out to your guys' stuff pretty much all morning today and the past couple of days to get my memory all settled and on what questions I want to ask and kind of see where things can go, you know?
Heck yeah.
So, how are you doing today, man?
I am doing.
Yeah,
I'm doing pretty good.
that's good.
Pretty good.
How was the move?
Very long. Um,
Yeah.
it's a 24-hour drive, but we stopped a lot on the way, so we ended up taking like 5 days to get here. But it was nice. We stayed at hotels throughout it, and it wasn't like unbearable.
That's good. That's good. Because when we were messaging in DMs, I was kind of concerned because like you kind of went quiet, and I was like, oh shit, hopefully he's okay.
Oh no, yeah. So originally I was supposed to we had an event from July 9 through 10 or 9 through 11,
Yeah.
and then I had a show on the 12th, and the original plan was we were going to do the show and then leave immediately.
Yeah.
But then my truck was not doing well, and so we could not leave yet. We had to fix my truck, and it took longer than I was hoping it would. So
Ah.
when I was originally texting you, it was based off of that original plan of we're gonna leave on the 13th, but then I ended up not leaving until like the 19th or something dumb like that. So took me a lot longer than I wanted it to, but I'm here now, so we're good.
Yeah, that's all that matters. I'm glad that you made it safe and the move was good.
Definitely.
Um,
Yes.
so to kind of get into it, I kind of want to ask like kind of right out of the gate, because one thing that really intrigued me was the name Drown the Planet. So I was just kind of curious of like what was the inspiration on that name and like what inspired you to come up with that name.
So in the Bible there's a story about the flood and Noah's Ark. And so basically God instructed this guy named Noah to build an ark to survive a mass flood that would kill all life, which it did.
Yeah.
And I thought that was cool because not cool, but I thought it's like it's biblical, but it's also like cool and metal sounding
Yeah,
at
yeah,
first
yeah.
glance.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
a lot of people don't even realize Drown the Planet is like a biblical inspired name, which it doesn't sound like it, but it was originally it comes from the story of the flood in the Bible, which I thought was pretty neat because it sounds hardcore, but it's also uh, a Bible story.
Mhm.
But then I run a venue in Arizona that I call the Ark. Um, so they go like hand in hand together. So I thought it's a cool little thing I came up with based off of that.
Yeah, no, that's a really sick little story to hear because I was so curious on the name because I was like, "Drown the Planet," like that sounds so sick, and I was like, I was like, man, like, um, when I was reading your guys' bio on like you guys being like emo punk rock, and I was like, I gotta give this a listen because like I was not like I was into like early Falling in Reverse when they were like punk.
Heck yeah,
Yeah, and then like I kind of like stopped listening to that because it was like to me it was whiny. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't like the whiny stuff.
yeah.
And then like then I found you guys and like I like the how can I even put it? Like I love the
The whiny
cinnamon.
stuff. A
It's less whiny though. It's like
little, yeah.
it's good. Like it's not like you have good distortion in your vocals. Like you have good clears. It's not as whiny in my opinion. Like I
Thank
like
you,
it. And
thank you.
yeah, of course. Um I was showing my boyfriend it too cuz he's into a bit of like what you guys make. He likes a lot of the punk rock and a bit of the clears into the heavy stuff. So he wanted to ask was is that in your earlier stuff because we listened pretty much to your earlier stuff up until your recent stuff, we've kind of noticed that you started off very heavy and then now it's kind of where it's at now. Is that where you were kind of heading towards in the beginning of the band or was that kind of just like you were testing the waters?
Uh, I don't even know, to be honest. I mean, So Drown the Planet is my solo project.
Hmm.
So I do everything myself. So I kind of don't really have to agree with other people on what we should sound like. It's
Yeah.
just like what I want to sound like. But I don't even really have a genre to fit in, you know what I mean? Because I have songs like Leave where it's
Right.
super emo pop punk, but then I have songs like Death Memory where it's trap deathcore, you know what I mean? So
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. And those two songs are on the same album too. So it's like, what the heck? But I don't know. When I first started, I had even my first record, there was like Watch Me Break Down is not super heavy at all. It just sounds heavy because of how long it is and how repetitive it is, but really it's like not, if I were to like re-record that song today, like how I've been producing my recent stuff, it would not be what it is on that first record, like at all. But then
Oh.
like Done and Get Out are super heavy, but they're on the, so I don't know. The first songs I ever wrote are like the worst songs I ever wrote because I was like first starting out. But like venturing out of that, I never really felt the need to like stick with a certain sound. It was
Yeah.
just kind of writing based off of what I feel like. So I have a couple acoustic songs, I have a couple deathcore songs, some metalcore, punk, pop punk, emo, all of it. So that's why the bio on Instagram says sad, angry, stupid, emo, hardcore. Because I feel like hardcore is what I lean towards the most. Like whenever I sit down and write a riff or even like vocal melodies,
Yeah.
I tend to lean towards hardcore the most.
Hmm.
So I put hardcore in there, but everything before that is also true. Like there's a lot of angry stuff, there's a lot of sad stuff,
Yeah.
a lot of emo stuff, and there's there's a lot of stupid stuff,
Yeah.
and that's so sad, angry, stupid emo hardcore is kind of what I call myself.
Yeah.
But I've never really had like a direction to go other than I enjoy heavy music a lot, and so most of my stuff is heavy. But then I do have a couple lighter songs, but uh my first full length record that I'm working on right now, it's like the heaviest stuff I've ever done. So
Ooh.
like you can definitely expect a lot of stuff very similar to like Last Limb and Death Memory.
Oh
That's
yeah.
kind of what this album is gonna be. It's very dark, very livid. So I'm very excited about it. But
Yeah.
yeah, my first stuff was produced poorly and not well and not very creative musically,
Hmm.
but you got to start somewhere, you know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree on that. I mean, from what we were hearing, I mean, we both think that you sound great. Like you have such a great range of vocals, and especially like I've met a lot of vocalists. I've interviewed a lot of vocalists, and a lot of them struggle with like what you tried to do. Uh Going from clears to distortion like what you do on a healthy basis, because a lot of the time they'll try to stitch up a key like you do, and it's
Yeah.
like they'll short out their vocal cords or they'll dry out their throat. And I wanted to kind of ask, like, what was like your inspiration in vocals, and like who was it? Your kind of like, this is who I want to be in the future.
Oh my gosh. I never really had that actually.
Oh, okay.
I was never in a situation when I was younger at least where I was like I want to be like this person specifically. Like for me, I loved metal, like all things metal. I loved Skillet, I
Mm.
loved Disciple. Um but I was never like I want to be Disciple. I want to be Skillet. I was kind of like I want to be a rock star,
Mm-hmm.
whatever that looks like. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I've had a lot of people compare me to like, oh, you sound like Kellen Quinn, or oh, you sound like Deftones on this song, and I'm like, see, like it's a huge compliment because those are really talented people, and I'm like, that's
Yeah.
awesome. But it's all at the same time, it's also like, man, I want to sound like Jason Wayne. I want to sound like Drown the Planet, which I do. But like, and I'm glad that I have those similarities. But I've never wanted to like be like someone else. But I've definitely taken inspiration from a lot of bands, mostly metalcore bands. But I've never had a singular person where I was like, I want to sound like this guy. I've just grown up with. I guess a good answer to that would be Maddie Montgomery from the band For Today.
Okay.
They're not around anymore, but that band specifically is the first band I heard that was like screaming.
Yeah.
And so that just because before that I was listening to like Metallica, Def Leppard, Skillet,
Yeah.
and all that stuff. And I was like, man, this is so cool. And then when I heard For Today, and they're like, "Rrr," I was like, you could do that? I didn't know that's an option. So it unlocked a whole new world for me. And that's what inspired me like a lot was that. So I guess to answer your question, that Maddie from For Today, and I when I was first starting to learn how to scream, I would be practicing vocals to For Today songs. Like I'd scream along to those songs. So I guess that's the only answer I could give. But even then, I wasn't really trying to be them. I was just trying to learn and see where I could fit in,
Yeah.
and then I got my own style from there. You know?
Dude, that's so sick. It's so funny that you say that people say that you sound like you sound like sound like Kellen. I said the same thing. On God, I was like, dude, this guy sounds a lot like Kellen Quinn, bro. Like,
A lot of
what?
people say that, especially with like songs like "You Don't Care" and "Mimic." They really
Yes. Oh
those
my.
songs a lot. They say sounds like
Yes.
him specifically.
Oh my God. Like, I thought it was him. It'd be so.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
It'd be really funny in the future that if you got a future with him, and with you guys
Oh
sounding so vocally alike, it'd be so funny because
man,
nobody would be able to tell the difference.
it'd be a waste of a feature. They'd listen to the song and be like, "Well, where was it?" You know what I mean? Man, you
No.
can get. I've actually thought about it because I found out you can get Kellen Quinn to feature on your song for $800. I don't know if I'm like allowed to disclose that information, but
I mean, I'm gonna be
whoops.
talking. I'm gonna be talking to a person, Keeper. I don't know if you've heard of him. He's worked
Uh-uh.
with Kellen Quinn, and
Okay.
he's a bit more chiller, kind of into like the heavier stuff, but a lot
Yeah.
more post metal, kind of like your guys' vibe, but
Yeah.
a lot more slower,
Sweet.
and I kind of wanted to ask because I was talking to Souls, not Souls Divided, excuse me, Diamonds to Dust, and they were a deathcore Christian metal band, really cool band,
They're
and
so cool. I love those guys.
oh, you know them.
Yeah, Diamonds to Dust. Those guys are so sick,
Oh,
bro.
dude, yeah. So I had the opportunity to talk to the second vocalist, not the lead vocalist, Christian. Sadly, he was busy, but I talked to the other vocalist. He's the bassist, and he was super cool. And
Yeah.
I kind of want to ask, um, do you kind of have the same like wanting the same like to spread that same message as what they're trying to spread, or are you not like too focused on Christianity and stuff like that?
Uh, that's actually a great question for right now because the last 5 years, I was like I said before, John and Planet's band name originally came from a Bible story, and it was supposed to be a Christian band. And watch me break down from my first record and Hate Eats; those are actually Christian-based songs. Get Out and Done are about my ex, but uh, I started out as a Christian band, and the only problem was I didn't have Christian members
Mhm.
because it's already hard enough to find good musicians for the style of music that I play because it's not just like punk rock, you know what I mean? Like it's like real riffs. Not that punk rock isn't real riffs, but like,
No, it's
you
flashy.
know.
Yeah, yeah, it's flashy.
Yeah, it's hard stuff to play. So it's hard enough to find people that can play it good, and it's even harder to find people that can play it good and are also Christian.
Yeah.
So for 5 years, I just had non-Christian people in the band, and then because of that, I kind of became less of a Christian band and more of just a band, and I'm a Christian in a band. But then even so, I became less of a Christian because of the people I was surrounding myself with, and I was like, "Oh, that's not good." And I didn't realize that until I went on tour with this band, Collective Dust, who is Christian, based in Tennessee, and
Ah, yes. Mhm.
I've known a couple of them for. like 8 years. But they've always lived so far from me, so I never see them. But when I do see them, it's awesome. But we were always talking about, oh, we should be in a band together or like whatever, and it was always like a hypothetical, like impossible dream, because we lived so far apart, and we were just like 14, 15 years old.
Yeah.
So we would always talk about it, but it was never seeming like reality. But then they started their band a little over a year ago,
Hmm.
and they started doing shows, and I run shows at my house all the time, and so I hit them up. I was like, guys, you should come do a show at my house. And they were like, mostly as a joke. I didn't think they would really do it because it's a long drive, but they did it. And they were like, we should get some more shows so it's like more worth it for our drive. And I'm like, yeah, absolutely. And I book tours all the time, so we booked a tour for them. And while we were touring together, like my band still wasn't Christian. Like it was me with my people, and
Hmm.
then their Christian band, and we were touring together, and it was, dude, I felt the best I've ever felt in like so long. I was like, dude, this is where I need to be and what I need to be doing, and I low key messed up not doing that. And so I was telling them, like in the car on the way to Texas for one of the shows, I was like, guys, my life sucks and I want to die, and this is why. And they were like, dude, we all live in the same house. You should come live with us. And I was like, that's hilarious. But they weren't kidding. And so I was like, dude, if that's an actual option, then I would love to. And so I did. That's what I moved out here for is I got these Christian people who are great musicians and they're like-minded with me,
Hmm.
and we're able to pursue that correctly now with the band being Christian instead of just me being a Christian, but my music is not Christian. Like if you listen to my stuff, you can
Yeah.
probably tell it's not Christian. Like I write some very dark stuff because I was in such a place of hurt and loss, and that's what I was writing about instead of writing about Christianity based stuff. And even now, I'm at a point where I have new members out here in Tennessee. I have new members, and they're all Christian, but I still have a lot of songs that I wrote that aren't released yet that are pretty dark and kind of um, hurt based. And so that's what the full length album is going to be, is uh, all those songs, just to like get it out there,
Hmm.
because they're not Christian songs at all. But people out there are going to relate to them and find hope and healing in them like they have been with my other recent music.
Hmm.
So I'm not going to just like waste those songs. I'm still going to do them, but from then on I will be pursuing the Christian metal aspect. I like I have Christian songs that I wrote 5 years ago that I never released because I ended up getting scared to because of my band members and my fan base. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No,
So
that's fair.
yeah, I'm at a point now where I'm able to pursue the Christianity aspect of it without being scared about it, but I'm also still going to pursue the dark songs that I wrote because that was a very real time in my life that I still need to acknowledge and get out there so people can relate to it. And then once they find that and they find my other stuff that's Christian, then it'll hopefully lead them to Christ, which is the ultimate goal. So to answer your question, long story short, yes, but not recently, but it's like changing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm
No,
in a
I get you.
transition period.
That's really cool to hear because I was interviewing another band yesterday before they're like a German Nordic band and cool people. Okay, they they had some pretty cool accents, really cool dudes. Um, they were
Nice.
they were um, kind of had the same ideology as you, but not wanting to spread the Christian, like not spreading the Christian message, but they wanted to like make people feel accepted and loved, in that kind of aspect and feeling like, they're in a place of healing, like what you were saying.
Yeah.
So I kind of want to ask is like how, like within the next couple of years or whenever you see yourself leaning into the Christian stuff. I'm not a believer in myself personally, but I will always still support you and what you do. But how would you feel? Like, how do you feel with people feeling that way? like people like me who don't really see what you see, if that makes sense.
Um, I don't see you guys any differently. Like I think we're all human and it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like obviously it matters. Like I would love to tell you Jesus is the way, truth, and the life. No one gets to the Father except through him. But I'm not the type of person to like shove that down your throat and force you to accept it
Mm,
like some other Christians are.
yeah,
And they those Christians do mean well and I love them to death, but they're doing it wrong. They're pushing people away and making people upset and aggravated. And there's better ways to go about it. And I try to go about it in a way that is loving and accepting and like kind of like planting seeds rather than telling them, "Oh, you're going to hell because blah blah blah." Like,
yeah,
no, dude, that's ridiculous. So like, I want to spread those messages through my music, but I also want my music to be a place of comfort for anyone, whether they believe in God or not. And that's kind of where I was the last 5 years of like, I try not to cuss in my music because uh, it just goes against what I believe in, and I think
of
it's like
course.
unprofessional and weird,
Mm,
but it doesn't stop me from writing about like dark stuff like death memory, you know what I mean? Like um death memory is literally about I want to die, and a lot of people experience that whether they're Christian or not. Like I'm Christian and I experienced that and I wrote about it, and people who aren't Christian but still experience stuff like that, that's kind of what I'm here for. Like I'm writing songs that are about everyday struggles that everyone goes through, whether you're Christian or not.
hmm
But so I there was a while where a part of why I was scared to be a Christian band was because I didn't want non-Christians to like not give me a chance because I was Christian, you know what I mean? And
hmm
unfortunately a lot of people do that where they see a Christian band and they don't even give them a chance because they're Christian.
yeah,
But then there's other bands that are Christian, but they're Christian in like a more subtle way that's not as obvious. And people who aren't Christian like give them a chance because they can't tell immediately. You know what I mean? And
hmm
as they listen and dive deeper into the lyrics and discover it for themselves, they're already a fan versus not even listening in the first place just because of the Christian label. You know
yeah,
what I mean? So I was trying to stay away from that for a while because of that. But I'm at a point now where I have a solid fan base and it doesn't really matter to me if I lose fans for being Christian or not. But it does matter to me that I still convey the same message that I have been and will continue to. You know what I mean?
yeah,
I
of
just want to
course.
help people. I don't care if they're a Christian or not. I just want to write music that they can relate to. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that's
So
awesome. Yeah,
yeah,
that's awesome that not only are you sticking to your morals and what you believe in, that's super sick. A lot of people like to change themselves to kind of fit a certain agenda or like fit a propaganda, I guess is the best way I could put it.
yeah,
And it's like, um, it kind of screams very fake and not real. And that's
right.
why like I gravitate towards more of like the lower bands, like the lower upcoming bands like you guys and Diamonds to Dust, Making Blind Eyes See, the Fallen Prodigy, you know, all of these upcoming bands, right?
Yeah,
I interviewed these bands because they're real about themselves and who they are, right? Like with you
right. They're
guys.
not signed to a label that's telling them what to do. They're just doing
Ex-
what they want to do.
exactly.
You know?
And that's like I love being able to talk to people like you guys because it's like you guys are always going to say what you guys want to say. It's not like suit and tie like, you know, you guys have to worry about a sponsor not potentially accepting you guys cuz you guys are saying something. You get what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
And I love that transparency. It's like it's very real and it's very a genuine connection, which I love.
Yeah.
Um so I kind of wanted to drive a different kind of question, and I kind of want to ask. It's not really related to the band, but I kind of want to ask on how, with the recent passing of Ozzy Osbourne, I kind of wanted to ask on how you felt about that, and just, you know, were you guys ever maybe considering doing a tribute song? I've been asking bands about this as well, so I was kind of curious of what you thought.
Um, I I thought about doing like a quick guitar cover of Crazy Train.
Mm.
as a tribute, but I didn't only because I I wasn't, not to say I wasn't a fan of Ozzy, just like I didn't know enough of his stuff. Like I know Crazy Train, but that's like the Enter Sandman of Ozzy Osbourne. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
I didn't want to be that guy that's like, "Oh, rest in peace, Ozzy. I miss you so much. You were such an inspiration." When that wasn't exactly the case. You know what I mean? Because I know
That's
there are
fair.
a lot of people out there that really do love and adore him and were like super into him, but like literally I can only name Crazy Train. Like that's the only song I know, and it's a great song, don't
Right.
get me wrong, but like I wasn't like enough of a fan to be like, oh, I'm gonna draw attention to myself because of this. Like I just kind of want, I posted on my story like, oh, rip Ozzy, with a picture of him,
Yeah.
like because duh, he's a legend and I acknowledge that.
Hmm.
But I didn't feel like it would be like it felt, I don't know, it felt like a, almost like a prideful thing to be like, oh, I know Crazy Train and here's me playing it, rest in peace, but look how cool I am. Like that's what
Yeah,
it felt like, so I didn't
yeah.
do it, you know what I mean? But
That's
I
fair.
do love him, and he's a great musician and a huge influence on the industry and the scene and the whole genre that I listen to is here mostly because of him, and I very much know that, but I don't know a single song other than Crazy Train, so I
No,
didn't
that's
want to
fair.
like pretend I was a diehard fan when I wasn't actually. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Yeah.
I for me, it's kind of a complete Uno reverse for me. I grew up on Ozzy Osbourne, Guitar Hero 3, Legend
Yeah.
of Rock, Warriors of Rock, Van Halen because he was in Van Halen 2. Like he was in a
He
lot of
was?
yeah, yeah. So one of
I didn't know Ozzy was in Van Halen.
well, he was like one of the special songs that you can unlock. It wasn't like he was in a
Oh,
song. You know what I mean? It wasn't like he was a part of a Van Halen song. I should have been more specific. My bad.
gotcha. No, you're good.
Yeah. No, but I grew up with him so heavily, and then like I was talking to the band I was interviewing yesterday about it, and I was just like, he went on his own passing, with him doing the farewell concert, and him singing "Mama, I'm Coming Home." Oh my God, I almost cried. Whole oof. I Man, hearing that dude cry, like hearing that dude sing at 74 years old and still sounding as good as he did when he was like 50 is insane.
Yeah,
And it's like I
for sure.
yeah, and it's like I understand from your point of perspective where it's like he wasn't there like impactfully, but yet he's there influentially for you, if that makes
Right.
sense.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
I think I think it is in a respectful way that you're not doing it, but at least for me, in my point of view, and how I see it is that whether you're a big fan or not, putting out something like that is still something that could mean something to the family that lost that person. You never
Yeah,
know. What if the Osbournes did see that cover? You know what I mean? It's like there's a lot of
that's
ifs
true.
and ands, and it's like
For sure.
I don't know. It's like I did a whole hour and a half stream of doing a tribute to Ozzy, and it was all of his songs. I played almost pretty much all of his songs that he came out with while he was in Black Sabbath and his singles. And
Yeah,
it was the most fun I had playing just his songs. It was hard as shit. Sorry for my
yeah.
language, but like
Are you good?
no, I'm just being genuine here. Trying to
Yeah.
play Zach Wild. Yeah, no, I'm good, bro.
Right.
I wanted to ask you actually because you say you make your music yourself. How how did you get so technical and so like I guess what people would say advanced for what people consider punk rock?
Uh, Shoot, I don't even know, man. I think a big part of it was learning other songs.
Okay.
Like I would learn hard songs, do guitar covers on YouTube and stuff like that, and
Hmm.
same with drum covers. I would learn these super complex songs, and then having that skill, I was able to write more complex riffs because I knew the fretboard better. Like I've never learned music theory or guitar tabs or anything like that. I never took a single drum lesson. I just the more music I listened to and more shows that I went to and the more songs that I learned on my own time, I just got better as I did it more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you can kind of hear that when you listen to the first record versus the most recent record. Like Gone is some of the most complex stuff I've ever written, but
Yeah.
then Get Out is like a riff and some chords, and it's so like anyone could play that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
But then there's also songs like Death Memory where it's the simplest song I've ever wrote, but it's the most popular and it's for a reason because it goes hard. But like not everything has to be technical and complex. So I'm trying to like realize that and be okay with it because there was a point where I was trying to just write as hard stuff as I could just to like impress people, but I was like having a hard time playing it and I wasn't having fun. So I got to a point where I like dialed back a little bit and I wrote stuff that was like complex but enough that I can play it like clean
Yeah.
and still have a good time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I was getting frustrated of like, oh, this isn't cool enough. This isn't cool enough. But then I was like, dude, it's good enough, I promise. And so I had to just like tell myself that and then put it out. And then of course it was good enough. People loved it. And I don't know, it just I never really unlocked that on my own. Like I had to learn other songs to learn, oh, my fingers can do that. So I'm gonna do that in a different way for my own song. And same with drums and everything else. But I don't know. The music that I listen to and learn kind of helped shape what I write. But that's so many different bands that helped influence what I do myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Speaking of Gone, I I had this question that I had to ask. Okay, because it's been boggling my mind because it sounds like a certain reference, and I don't want to be. I didn't want to assume. So there's a certain in the breakdown in Gone. There's a certain chord that you're playing, and it reminds me a lot of the SpongeBob. It reminds me of the SpongeBob theme song. The
No way, bro.
yeah, yeah. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm
Dude,
talking
that's
about.
hilarious. No, that was a total accident. I didn't even realize that till you pointed it out. I was like, "What? What are you talking about?" But then when you sang it, I was like, "Oh no, dude,
I was like,
no."
are
Yeah,
you
I had
paying
no idea.
homage?
That was a total accident. Whoops.
Dude, I was like, I was listening to it. I was like, bro, this sounds a lot like I was listening to it. I was like, dude, that sounds a lot like the like SpongeBob. The like it sounds a lot like it. Like,
It does sound like it. You're totally right. But yeah, that was not on purpose. I
okay,
promise.
okay.
That would be hilarious, though, dude. That'd be so funny.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, bro, did this guy just like low key just troll everybody and not anybody noticing?
I totally could have, and nobody would have noticed.
I yeah
Man,
no. I was like
that's hilarious.
yeah no. I was really jamming out to it, and people were like noticing things in the music video, and I was like, okay, um,
That's funny.
yeah, like with the one comment with people saying the helicopter was a paid actor. That was pretty funny.
Dude, that was too. I didn't even, dude, I edited that music video myself. Like, I put every clip together, and I
Yeah.
did not notice the helicopter. And some random viewer noticed it and pointed out. And then I was like, helicopter? And I looked at the timestamp, and I was like, oh my gosh, there's a helicopter in my. I didn't even notice, dude. So funny.
Yeah, yeah, no, like that was probably the coolest I've seen some pretty cool music videos in my time, but I've never seen anything like that before. That was pretty cool.
You've never seen a band play on the beach? I
um
feel like that's overdone. I feel like I've seen it a lot.
I've only realistically I've seen only one other band do it, and that was Orbit Culture. And that was See Through Me. That
Interesting.
that was like maybe
Actually, I
I'm
guess
just
you're right. I don't see the beach a lot, but I do see a ton of open desert and a
mhm.
ton of forest. But I haven't seen beach a lot for metal now that I think about it.
That's what I was saying, and like
So I
I
was kind of confused with the desert.
yeah. One thing I wanted to say is that your music, by the way, is really good to listen to while you're like driving and racing. I was,
Racing.
dude, on God, I've been playing uh like I've been playing this racing game recently, and I was just listening to your guys' stuff, and it's perfect. It's such a
Heck
good
yeah,
fit.
dude. I
Um
feel like At Ease is totally a night drive windows down song. Like
yes.
for
Oh
sure.
yes. That song, actually, it's so funny that you bring that up. I was listening to that song while I was doing a race, and it actually kicked off as soon as I started going fast. Dude, it was dude,
Perfect.
it was perfect.
It's like a reward.
Exactly. Um, yeah, no, my even my boyfriend was saying that we had to legit do a double take on that one part because because I was even talking because me and him we were listening to it together because I was like, maybe I should reach out to these guys. These are a pretty cool band. And he was like, yeah, I like them, and we were listening to Gone, and we got to that part, and I was like, babe, does that sound familiar to you? And we brought it back and we were just listening to it. And I was like, babe, I swear to God, dude, that sounds like the fuck like it sounds like the SpongeBob theme song. I swear to God.
That's too good, bro. The only
But
reason I did that was because I wrote that song on an eight string,
yeah,
and there was a point in time where uh I was super young and my parents were like funding my guitars and stuff,
yeah.
and I wanted an eight string really bad. And my dad was like, "No, eight strings are pointless and you don't need them. Just get a seven string and that's good enough." And I was like, "No, you don't understand." And then so when I did get the eight string finally, that Gone is the first song I wrote on the eight string.
Yeah.
Um, well, I guess technically I wrote Last Limb before I wrote Gone, which was also on an eight string. But I wrote Last Limb on a seven string and then just tracked it on an eight string because it sounded better. But when I was writing Gone, I was like, okay, I gotta prove to my dad that eight strings are worth it. And so the reason that SpongeBob thing exists is because I was doing the freaking um chugs on the lowest strings with
Yeah.
just open
Yeah, yeah.
because eight string go brr brr brr. And
Yeah.
then I wrote the SpongeBob thing on the highest strings that you would not be able to play on a seven string or a six string. You need all eight strings to
Correct.
play that. And
Hmm.
so that's why I wrote it, just kind of to be like, haha, look, I'm using all eight strings, not just the first one. And it sounds sick.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, I mostly wrote that just to like prove a point to my dad that eight strings are sick, and it sounds sick. So I think my point was definitely proven.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. I was watching a lot of your music videos, and a lot of your music videos are really well shot, not gonna lie. uh, for
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. um I've noticed that your hair has changed colors a lot.
That's because I'm depressed.
Sorry,
I'm
I
not
didn't mean
even
to.
kidding, bro.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean
Whenever
to
I
laugh.
get
That's weird.
sad, no, you're good. It's hilarious. Whenever I get sad, I cut my hair or dye it or whatever, bro. Like when I had my hair super long and red for Last Limb,
Yep,
it
yep.
was sick. And then like literally a couple weeks after that, I had a breakdown and cut all of it. And then for Gone, it was this short. And like,
Oh man,
dude, it was so dumb. Like I do that all the time, bro.
I
It's a
dig.
problem.
All I have to say
Yeah,
is that I dig red. Okay, my
that was
favorite
cool.
color. Yeah, red is my favorite color. So when I seen a vocalist repping hair that was my favorite color, I was like, yeah, I had to reach out. So I'm glad that
Heck
you're.
yeah.
I'm so glad that you're open to this interview and stuff. It's
Yeah, I'm glad you hit me up. I've always wanted to do something like this, but I've never had the chance to. I've done it once. One person interviewed me, but it was honestly kind of lame, bro. They
Oh
were like,
really?
"Yeah, it wasn't like a video call like this. It was like, here's some questions, just type them out and send them to me." And I was like, "Okay." And so I typed them out like realistically, like I would answer you or
Yeah.
whatever. But then all they did was like post it on like a website, and then they posted on Instagram, "Drown the Planet interviewed," and that was it. And I was like, no one's looking at this, bro. No one's gonna read that. Like, what the heck? I was so bummed because I thought it was gonna be like this. So I'm glad we can act. I'm glad I can like actually do a cool one. You know, this is really cool.
Oh, dude, thank you, man. That means a lot to me. I
Heck yeah.
always want to make sure that you got whoever I'm interviewing is having a good time and it's a genuine chill vibe. That's all it's all about, my guy. You know.
Yeah, this is so sick. I love it.
That means a lot to me, man. Um, kind of on to my next couple of few questions. Because I don't want to take up
Please.
all your time, obviously, because I know that
You're
you
good.
got other things to do.
I don't have anything to do. I promise.
Oh,
My
okay.
my roommate's like, come play video games with me, and I'm like, I don't play games, so.
um.
But yeah, I'm not in a rush at all, so I'm
Okay,
good.
okay. I'm used to just keeping it to an hour because, like,
Yeah,
just to keep it in the fair ball game of, when I was
for sure.
doing Diamonds to Dust, he had a kid, so I was like, okay, let's keep it in an hour.
I do
Um,
not have a kid
oh,
or
okay,
anything to do today, so if it
uh,
goes over, I don't mind.
okay, for sure.
Just so you know.
Okay, my boyfriend's
Sweet.
enjoying this. It's
Oh,
funny.
is he watching?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm casually looking at chat. We're live right now on Twitch. Yeah, this is all on Twitch, my guy.
Oh, we're live.
Yes, sir.
I did not know that.
Hey,
Hello, chat. Dude, that's actually hilarious. I thought this was like gonna be like edited and posted later or
oh
something. That's so
no.
funny.
Oh no,
Is it
dude.
gonna be posted later or
Oh
is it
yeah.
just live and that's it?
Oh yeah. No. This is gonna be posted on YouTube. I'll be sending you the link and everything.
Yes, I would love to share this on YouTube. That's gonna be, dude. This is exactly what I've always wanted to like have an actual interview. It's so cool.
That's so
This
awesome.
is sick.
Oh, dude. Oh, that warms my heart to hit. That makes me feel good. That makes me feel good that I'm actually doing something right.
No, you're doing, dude. Keep this up. You should interview Collective Dust too. That'd be a really good one to do.
Okay, yeah, I'll reach out to them and
Yes,
maybe put in a good word for me. Maybe then it'd be
I live
easier.
with them, so I'll make them do it.
I'm interviewing them in the background. I'm just seeing you with like a knife, just holding, just sitting them, holding them hostage. Just
Do the interview.
do it.
Do it.
He's good. I'm telling you.
Heck yeah.
Sorry. um,
Oh my gosh.
yeah, no, I'm glad that this is. I'm glad that this is like a genuine first time for you. I've interviewed bands that have done multiple of this, so this is
I've never.
okay. This is new for me. Then this is cool.
Heck yeah.
Is it cool if we get a little bit more personal with you, or do you want to keep it more
Yeah.
just
I'm cool
story?
with anything. I'm an open book.
Okay. I just want to uh make it more about the band rather than personally because it's
Right.
about the band, obviously.
I
But
feel like that.
I
The
want to.
band is me. Everything you hear is me.
Oh,
So
okay. Okay.
it's if it's personal, it's still band because I am band.
Okay, I got you. So, since you're kind of basically the one man band, I guess you could say, is like, um, what is like your main biggest struggle right now as like a band, like you doing this by yourself? What's that big struggle?
uh, I'm not gonna lie, it's actually sick. I love it.
Oh,
I've
okay.
been in a lot of bands other than Drawn the Planet, like a lot of bands where it's oh, I'm getting mad just thinking about it. But like, it's just they always end in catastrophic failure, and it's always because we don't agree on something, or we have arguments, or whatever the case may be. You know, so like being able to be the guy that just I write everything how I want, no matter what, and
Hmm.
all the album covers are how I want them to look, no matter what, and all the tour flyers are how I want them. All the music videos, all the lyrics, I do everything myself 100%. And so I don't have a single complaint at all. It's sick because I don't have to argue with anyone or say no to anyone's ideas or whatever. Like I can just do what I want to do. And my bandmates, their only job is to learn my stuff and show up on time.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? And they
Just
know
play.
that. They're not like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I want to write too," or "I want to," like it doesn't matter. Like they know that this is my thing. I do it all myself. All they have to do is play it live cuz I can't play drums, guitars, singing, bass, all at once live. I can track it in the studio, but I can't do it live because I'm not an octopus. So
Oh
I
man.
need I need a live band, but I like to I don't have any struggles really with doing it myself. I actually prefer it that way because then I don't have to argue with people. But then some of my old bandmates even still argue about stuff and then I'm like, "Get out of here, you're done."
Yeah, no,
You
that's
know?
fair. No, that's
Yeah.
fair. Um, my boyfriend wanted to ask is, what software do you use to like produce your stuff, and like, what do you use?
That's the one thing I don't do myself.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, so I don't know how to work a DAW. I don't know how to record. So whenever I record my stuff, I have to have someone else help me. Like I have to go to a friend's house where they have a DAW and I record there. So like I everything you hear on the record, I tracked myself, but I didn't track it at home alone. Like I had to have someone
I
else
see.
press the space bar for me, trim the tracks and set up the DAW. Like I don't know how to do any of that. But I know how to program drums. All my drums are programmed except for the first record. The first record I played live, but it sounded like buns, so I started programming from then on. But yeah, I've messed with Logic a little bit. I've messed with Reaper a little bit. I've messed with Pro Tools a little bit, but I don't have a program that I like use and know. You know
Okay.
what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I've never I that's the one thing I'm not good at and I haven't had the chance to like actually sit down and learn it because it's just such a it's a whole nother realm for me. I've never got into that stuff.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. No, that's fair.
yeah.
I honestly like. I hate to break it to you, man. Like, you might get canceled, bro, because like you're not an octopus. We really like, bro.
Frick. I
Sorry,
wish.
sorry, chat. We thought we were interviewing an octopus.
Dang it.
Man, I was expecting just 8 other arms just to pop out of you.
Could
Yeah.
you imagine, bro?
Yeah, yeah.
That'd be so sick, dude. I wish, but
No, I don't think you would actually want to sit there and actually play everything by yourself. That would drive you crazy.
yeah.
But no, I no, my boyfriend my boyfriend said I thought he was an octopus. Yeah, he's getting canceled, and I thought that was the funniest thing.
No. Terrible.
Yeah. Nah. But no, that's super cool that there's one person I'm going to actually throw out there that maybe you might want to reach out to since you do solo projects. RJ. She
RJ.
she's the lead vocalist in The Fallen Prodigy.
Okay.
And she's not like Christian or anything like that, but it's the vocals that you and her would be like on and on, like whew, that would be a killer collaboration for sure.
Sweet.
Like,
Send her my Instagram. That'd be sick.
yeah, no, I'm definitely gonna I'm gonna definitely talk to her tonight and be like, bro, check out this dude, and be like, yeah, because especially with Gone, I could see something where like you guys doing like a cover or like an original, and it being like she's done a song with Will Ramos.
That's insane.
Yes, and
Heck yeah.
I've known them for about 8 years, and
Nice.
they were such a cool band. I actually got some free merch from them. I got some free stickers and a free T-shirt from them, and they she was super sweet. I met the guitarist, and he was super cool too. So I got to sit there and ask him all the technical stuff, like with you, because I'm an inspiring guitarist too. So I'm trying
Nice.
to get good with guitar. So that's why I was asking you with like, how you got so good with playing guitar.
Heck yeah.
Um,
Uh,
mm,
yeah.
sorry, go on.
Oh, I was just agreeing with you.
Oh, okay. So how long were you playing guitar for until you were like, okay, like I can do a band now?
uh, Not that long actually. I got my first guitar when I was 7, and then my first band I was like 9 or 10. So
What? At such a young age?
yeah, I don't know. I've been
Wow,
in bands my entire life.
that's
So
crazy. Like that's that's amazing. Like how like I've always like I work for Making Blind IC. Like I promote their stuff, but like how did you like it sounds like a stupid question, but like how do you even get involved with that stuff? Cuz it's like I've always looked everywhere for people that are looking for a guitarist like me, and I can't find anything. I can't find any bands that are looking. I can't find any groups, not even groups.
Where do you
Like
live?
I live in Michigan.
Oh, that's why.
Oh.
I'm just kidding.
Oh.
I'm
Damn.
just kidding. My dad's from Michigan. That's sick.
Oh, okay.
Um, yeah, dude. I don't know. I mean, do you okay? Do you have like a local scene where you live? Like, are there local shows with local bands that you like and like go to?
Oh yeah, that's how I seen my first concert in Detroit,
A
Sacramento.
local show?
Yeah, yeah.
Sweet. So go to as many of those as possible and meet as many people as possible and talk to all the bands possible and just tell them like, hey, I'm a guitarist looking to join a band. If you know anyone that's interested, or if you're interested, then let me know. And like sometimes it's as simple as getting a band to post on social media, like, hey, this guy's looking for band members, hit him up, and then a band is started. Like that, I see that in Arizona a lot of times where people will just post like, hey, we're looking for a drummer, hit us up, and then they have a drummer within the week. You know what I mean? So but that's Phoenix, Arizona. So that's I'm sure the scene out there is like a lot bigger than Michigan.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It just go to a lot of shows and talk to a lot of people, and I'm sure eventually you'll. I mean, if you've already been doing that and no luck, then I'm not sure what else to tell you. But if you're not doing that, then you should definitely start doing that because that's how you're gonna meet people.
Okay. I've
Yeah.
only been to one concert in my whole life, believe it or not.
Oh, well, that's your issue. Go to a bunch more. Find a bunch of local bands that are in the area, go to
Yeah.
their shows, talk to them, and then get yourself plugged in. Because once you're plugged in, it'll be super easy to find musicians who are your age, who like the stuff you like, and you just gotta like get out there in the scene. You know what I mean?
Maybe I should find some more Detroit local bands and interview them and be like, hey, like
Do it.
you should have me come onto your set list and watch me let me watch you guys live, cuz
Yeah,
they that's how I met Walking Down Main in person. It was such a surreal, like it was so crazy how it even happened. So I didn't even know that they were Detroit local until I started really talking to them and I reached out to them and they were like, "Yeah, we're in Detroit." And I was like, "No kidding. Same here. I'm by Detroit."
nice.
And so we got in an interview. I talked to them for like a good hour and 30 minutes and it was like how me and you were. It was super chill, super fun. Um and that's when I just brought up that I'd never been to a concert before. And I'm so glad I did. Cuz they were like, "Are you free Monday?" And I thought they were kidding. So I was like, "Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, no, yeah, I'm free." They're like, "Dude, we'll get you a ticket and we'll have you come in and like watch us play and stuff." I was like, "Seriously?" And they're like,
that's
"Bro."
awesome.
So yeah, they got me a ticket. I went there and seen them live. I It's funny that you say that. I talked to them and then I talked to another band called Enox.
Oh,
Uh
I love Enox, dude.
yes. So I met the vocalist, I met the bassist. Oh my god. What can I say about Enox? They are just the nicest, humblest dudes I've ever met in my entire life. Like they were so genuine, like so sweet of guys, and like they gave me a free CD, so I have a free CD of theirs, and now I'm gonna be planning an interview with them. I'm waiting for them to let me know when they're free. I'm gonna be interviewing them too. Like,
That's so cool, dude.
yeah, like I've interviewed some pretty cool people. It's just I want to get to where I want to interview Will Ramos, Orbit Culture, and like
Yeah,
um, another one that's like kind of on my top list would be like to people to interview would either be it's kind of hard for my top three because the top two is Will Ramos and Orbit Culture. Like those are my two things, and it's been between two bands, and it's so hard for me to choose because it's like I know that it would probably never happen, but either Fit for a King because
Mm,
come on, Fit for a King. Where can you go wrong with Fit for a King? Or Impending Doom, because
mm,
the founders of Christian deathcore, like, come
yes.
on, dude.
So sick.
I oh my god, when I first heard them, I was like, yeah, no, I'm sold.
Dude, they're so good.
Yeah, I tried reaching out to them through an email. I sent them an email like probably like I'd say like a month ago now, and yeah, no, I never got anything back, sadly. So I know that they're too big. But
I can
you know,
I can try to reach out to Ryan for you because I have a buddy that's friends with Ryan, so I can ask her if she can try to get in touch with him to get in touch with you.
dude, that'd
But it might
be
be it might be a long shot. But
yeah,
I'll try.
that dude. If that can happen, just know that you're in my debt, and I would do everything and anything to make you guys be more successful. Just know that, because
Heck yeah.
he's been like he's like he's been my inspiration for a lot of things, like especially learning vocals. He was that
He's really
dude.
good.
Really
He's
good,
really
that's
good.
an understatement, my guy. Like I I grew up a lot on deathcore, deathcore, death metal, the crazy stuff, and
Yeah.
I I used to like Alex Terrible, but then like I kind of like slowly stopped liking him because of certain things that we won't discuss on this chat. But if you know, you know. Um, I kind of stopped listening to them and stuff like that, and then
Yeah.
I was like, man, there's not really like besides from Will Ramos, there's not really a good vocalist that's like kind of on that level of like darkness and like heaviness. And then I found Impending Doom, and I was like, boy, was I wrong.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, Alex, who? Like,
So
whoa.
sick, dude.
Like, like, him, it'd be so funny because I was, do you know Confessions of a Traitor?
Yeah, I did a show with them in Arizona.
Okay, yeah. I've been trying to talk to them as well, interview them, and it's been kind of like they're down to do it, but like they've been super busy, so it's cool, whatever.
Yeah.
But I was gonna kind of ask them the same thing, which was is like um with I don't know, have you said you performed live, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so in your neck, like if you ever could, would you is there a band that you want to perform with, or like either that's dead or alive, out of curiosity?
Mm, I mean, there's a lot of bands where I would fit the bill super well and I would love to,
Yep.
like Convictions,
Oh yeah.
uh Confessions of a Traitor,
Yep.
obviously. Uh Fit for a King,
Yep. Oh
Alpha
yes.
Wolf,
Mm-hmm.
Chelsea Grin.
Oh
There's like
yes.
there's a lot of bands that I would like fit with that would make sense that I would be more than happy to and would love to. Like it's a huge dream. But like the band that I want to do the most doesn't even really make sense because we wouldn't. I don't feel like we'd fit on a bill together. But I want to open for Dayseeker so
Really?
bad.
Wow.
Dayseeker,
Okay.
dude. Dayseeker is my favorite band on the planet by a long shot. And I don't know. They toured with Alpha Wolf
Yep.
last year. So I mean maybe it would make sense at some point. But I don't know. I feel like I'm way too heavy to play with them. And I don't know. And
Nah.
I also feel like they're way too good for me to even be in the same room as them.
Oh no, come
But
on.
dude,
There's a band I'm
they
kind of
are
surprised that
solely
you
a
didn't.
dream.
I mean, obviously, yeah, huge credit to them. But I'm
They're
kind of
so
surprised
good.
that you didn't mention a certain band that you would fit in very well with.
What
Suicide
band?
Silence.
Oh, they're so done,
The,
bro.
oh well, I mean, the original Suicide Silence with
Oh,
Mitch.
dude, for
Oh my
sure,
God! If Mitch was
dude.
still around,
If I could,
oh,
absolutely.
Oh,
But with the new dude, like,
no. Yeah, no. Sorry.
I love their guitarist podcast.
Yeah.
He's that's sick. But
His vocal, like, okay, his vocals are good. Don't get me wrong, okay? But he sounds too much like Mitch. He's trying way too hard to sound like Mitch. And it's like,
yeah,
I don't like that, bro. Like, do your own thing. And that's like what you were saying, right? Earlier. And
hmm
that's a good thing that you kind of pointed out on that, not wanting to sound like somebody. You want to sound like yourself.
right,
He's trying too hard to sound like somebody who's gone. And it's like people don't really respect that, especially like me, because like I grew up with Mitch. Mitch is a the god. All right. Like
yeah.
him, Ozzy Osbourne, and like um who's the lead vocalist for Iron Maiden? Um
James Hetfield.
yeah, thank you, James. Thank
I
you.
just lied to you. That's
What?
Metallica.
Oh, god damn you. I believed you. I believed you. No.
Everyone boo him in the chat.
No. No.
I'm just
Oh
kidding. I'm
god.
just kidding.
No, but yeah,
Man, I thought you were gonna know that and be like, "What? No, that's Metallica." And then it was supposed
no,
to be funny, but you're like, "Oh yeah,
I
what
kind
the
of
heck, bro?"
I no, I should when you said James Hetfield, I was like, wait a minute. I just went along with it. Don't
That's
judge me.
funny.
Don't
No, I
judge me.
got you.
No, but no. Yeah, no, like the lead vocalist, well, it's funny that you say him too, but all those vocalists I think are like kind of like the foundation of like where everybody is today, like vocally, musically, and just
Yeah.
everything in my opinion. And I kind of want to ask you, like, since you've been kind of in the music scene for a long time, do you see it heading in more of a positive way, or do you see it more in a negative way?
Um, like the scene in general.
Yeah, just in general. Yeah.
Uh, I guess for the Arizona scene specifically, I I have like little to no
Oh yeah.
hope for it because every band I've been a part of was so toxic and terrible, and
Oof.
every band member I've had also ended up being toxic and terrible. Literally every single one, except for my brother, who's my brother. So like, duh.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But like the rest of them, it's just I don't know. The cancel culture is so annoying and unnecessary, but it's such a big part of the scene. So like, and it's been like that forever. Like even
Yeah.
before I was in the scene, I was hearing drama about bands and stuff, and it's just like, dude, we just want to play music. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's so annoying. So for the Phoenix scene in general, it's like, oh, it's so terrible. It's a big part of why I moved away is because it was so bad.
Yeah.
But the big scene with like big international bands, I think it's definitely heading in a positive direction because I see a lot of new bands that are starting to blow up, and it's creating a super big scene
Yeah.
for metal,
Mhm.
which is sick. But there's also just a lot of toxicity within the scene in general. Like there's just so much hate and cancel culture even in the big scene of like everything. Like what do like for just as an example, like Sleep Token, they have such a love-hate relationship with everybody. Like there's a lot of people who like seriously hate on them in a very like hurtful, harmful way. And there's a lot of people who adore them. And it's just like the hate feels so forced in a lot of areas. And that can also be like for any band, you know what I mean? Like when bands switch members or have a slight change in their sound, like there's just so many people that swarm in and just make it a hateful space, and it's just annoying. But I feel like that's just humanity. Like that's gonna happen with anything, like it happened with the election, it happens with people's clothing, it happens with music, it happens with people's tattoo choices. Like everything that has its own culture, there's always gonna be another culture that just decides to hate it for like no reason in particular.
Yeah.
And that happens a lot in metal, whether it's in the local scene or the big scene, because I see it a lot online. Like I don't know. So like it's going in both directions. Like there's a lot of positivity coming from it. Like a lot of people love the music and are finding comfort in it. But there's a lot of people that are just making it miserable for everyone. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of hard to say like yes or no to that. It kind of feels like both at the same time all at once.
Yeah, no, that's
But
fair.
on a local level, it's I don't really see a whole lot of positivity there. Like it's all the bands are just competitive. Like you'll see the same five bands playing together, and they'll never let any other bands play with them. And it's they're all just trying to rub dirt on other people's names out of jealousy and trying to get their own name bigger. And that's just how it is. It's always been like that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's very, very weird. Very
Yeah.
weird. But then you have people like Ronnie Radke who are canceling people all the time, but they're famous as crap. But then they're not even that good, but people still adore them. And it's just like, what? You know what I mean? I
I
don't know.
I can yeah,
So you'll see that everywhere.
me
Yeah.
me and
I
you
don't
are gonna
know.
be good friends. I very
I
much
love Ronnie. I think he's a genius, but I hate his music. It's so terrible. And him as a person, I don't even like that much. But I think him as a social media influencer, he's like genius when it comes to like rage baiting and getting attention and stuff. Like he's really good at that.
yeah.
But I hate him. But I love him. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
No, that's fair. I kind of wanted to ask because I kept on seeing it for like a split second. Do you have a tattoo of Greg from Diary of the Wimpy Kid? Oh my god. Oh,
Roderick.
it's Roderick. Yeah.
My little brother has Greg.
Okay.
So we got the matching brother tattoos.
My
Then I got the Pierce the Veil lady right next to him.
yeah, my boyfriend wanted to ask about your tattoos cuz yeah, they are really detailed. Oh, that's sick.
Heck
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, like
I
what
got a bunch.
yeah, like
They're everywhere.
what are the inspirations behind them out of curiosity? What made you want to get them?
Uh this one I was engaged to a girl cuz I thought I was going to marry her, and then she started hooking up with my friend. And so I was like that's annoying. And so I had a bunch of money saved up for our wedding, but I'm not gonna marry a girl who's cheating on me, so I spent it on a tattoo instead. And it doesn't
Respect.
even mean anything. It just looks sick, and I was like
Yeah.
having a huge breakdown. But it wasn't a dye my hair breakdown. It was I need a huge tattoo breakdown. You know what I mean? It was a pretty big deal. So
Yeah.
that one doesn't mean anything at all, other than I was having a really rough time and I had money to spend, so I did that. But the rest of them are just bands. Like this is Alice in Chains.
Yeah.
The Devil Put Dinosaurs here.
Yep, yep,
This
yep.
is Thousand Below. Here's the Veil. SpongeBob Flower.
Yep.
This is a sun with a date on it, and the date is the day that my friend slash tattoo artist committed suicide.
I'm
Um,
sorry to hear.
a lot of these tattoos, like almost half my tattoos, he did, and then he committed suicide. And so I got this sun for him because he always used the sun emoji, like he would always text it. So I got that for him with his date of death. Um, this little alien guy I got matching with a girl who I talked to for like a week. That was stupid, but it looks cool.
Yeah.
uh, this snake with a knife in its head,
Yeah.
it represents victory over Satan because he's represented as a serpent in the Bible,
Ah, okay,
and so the
okay.
knife through his head is like defeating him. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And it
yeah,
also just looks cool. And he's on my arm like that, so he can like wiggle. You know,
yeah. Yeah, that's sick, yeah.
a spider web that I unfortunately got matching with my ex fiance who cheated. So that's annoying. I want to get it like shaded so it's not the same as hers anymore. So I'm probably gonna do that. This is a sword that my best friend drew for me before she passed away. Ugh. Have you heard "Where Do I Go Now"? My song.
Yes.
That song's about her.
Oh,
But
that's sweet.
this is the piece she did. This is DTP and a sword, and I got the sword tattooed.
Oh yeah,
That's the same.
it's literally the same thing, yeah.
So I got that after she died, and she did this dinosaur for me too. It's like burned into a wooden slab. It's so sick. But
Fucking says RAR XD.
yeah, that's all of this arm. This arm I don't have as much on. Just guitar fretboard. because I play guitar.
Yeah.
A butterfly flapping its wings on my arm like the snake, but it's a butterfly.
Yeah.
And then this is a crow standing on a skull that represents victory over death. This is a band-aid with music notes on it because music heals. Oh, I forgot these ones. This is suicide prevention. My good
Oh,
friend
respect.
Angel committed suicide when she was 13 and I was only 14. And so I got this for her. And then this is the three nails on the cross that I got matching with my best friend in Arizona right before I moved. And
Damn.
that's all of them. I have a Fit for a King tattoo on my leg. Ugh. It's the Dark Skies album.
Oh yeah. Yep.
So
Yeah.
I got that one. And then uh I have, oh, these jeans are too skinny, it's annoying. I have a L right here because I'm a loser. Yep. And that's all of them. I have like some smaller ones like on my fingers and stuff and a little guy right here. But oh, Dayseeker Moon. Forgot about that. But those are most of my tattoos. Everything else is small and insignificant. Except for
That's.
this one. The Darling You'll Be Okay from Pierce the Veil.
Oh yeah.
I got that one a couple months ago. But
Dude,
that's
that's
it.
that's
All my
such.
tattoos are spontaneous. I never like plan them out. Except for the Darling You'll Be Okay one. That one I wanted it for like a few years and I finally got it a couple months ago. But everything else was super spontaneous. Like, I don't know.
No, that's fair. Um,
Yeah.
that's so cool. You have like the coolest tattoos I've seen in a
Thank you.
while. Massive respect to you. You paying homage to your good friends and especially to suicide awareness. That's pretty cool.
Gotta do it.
I did a whole charity event for like 3 days where I did a 3 day stream playing guitar, and it was like I made it my like own fest, and it was for the Saving Trevor project. I don't know if you've heard of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've heard of it.
Yeah.
Um,
For that.
so I was streaming one night, and this lady came in my chat who supposedly, I don't know how true it is, but knew the brother who created the project for Trevor. And she was telling me about how it all started, and it was a surreal. It was like I felt like I was in an alternate reality.
Yeah.
I was over here just trucking around. I was just driving around, trucking around, and she was telling me all this stuff that I never. I was like, "Whoa, like this is crazy." She was really nice.
Yeah.
She was telling me about how like she was like a drag queen for the show, and her brother, the brother of Trevor, used to do drag shows together and stuff like that. It was it was really cool, and um, we had some pretty cool interviews that night, and like we had some pretty cool bands come on. I at that point, that was before I knew you guys, but my kind of idea was like originally it was gonna be like I was gonna interview like for the whole 3 days. It was gonna be band after band after like for the 3 days straight, but I one did not know many bands who knew about the Trevor project and
Yeah.
like who knew me to do the interview, especially
Right.
for 3 days. And like to find those bands that are open for those 3 days, that's gonna suck.
Right.
So I was like, let's not stress myself out here. I'm only
Yeah.
24. So I was like, let's just make it simple and let's hit up some of my guitar buddies and let's just do a nice little 3 day stream. And it went pretty well. And I had some pretty cool interviews. Like I interviewed Defamed for the first time.
Nice.
Um, yeah, that was like a bucket list on my for a long time. Like they wished me happy birthday on my 21st birthday. So it was like
Nice.
yeah, they were around for a long time. I've known them probably for the same amount of time I've known the Fallen Prodigy. So it was super funny getting to interview them and then the Fallen Prodigy and then like the circle kind of ended there. So that was really nice
Yeah.
for me. So now I want to continue the project and finding cool bands like you guys and having such genuine interviews like this and to keep it
Heck
going, you
yeah.
know.
It's so sick.
um, we raised like $400. Yeah, we raised
Nice.
like $400,
There
and
you go.
that was it was a pretty that was stressful, man. Oof.
I bet.
It well because like it was my first event that I was doing myself, and like
Yeah.
how these events usually work is like you do like raids into other channels, and you're supposed to do it on a set time list.
What up,
And
Wilson?
oh
Yeah. Oh, you're good.
oh okay. Um, um, what was it? They were what's up, my dude? Dude in the background.
Oh, you can see him?
Yeah,
That's Wilson.
yeah. I thought I recognized him. Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. That's Mr. Sir.
Oh, okay, okay. I see, I see. Okay, that's what's up.
Mr. Sir.
um. Oh man, I kind of lost my train of thought there. I'm sorry.
You were talking about the stream you did and how stressful it was trying to get
Oh,
all the time slotted and all
oh
that.
right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, I had it set to where certain people were doing it on my time zone because I'm in Eastern time, and most of them did not show up on time. So I had to fill in for them. So I'm over here streaming like I had to
Oh no.
one night it was like not 8 hours I streamed, and it was
Oh man.
all guitar. I
Dang.
that
Commitment.
it was yeah no it was definitely commitment, but it was like it was frustrating because it was like bro
Right.
I told you to come on and like you're not here, so I had to take over, and then oh god that was a long night, but
Ah,
it was
shoot.
fun. It was worth it nonetheless because
For
like it
sure.
was for charity, and I had a this cool dude named Rogan Josh. I don't know if you ever heard of him.
Uh-uh.
He's a YouTuber who listens to like metal, and like he gives people who listen to metal like if he listened to you guys would probably blow up type ordeal. Like he's pretty well
Nice.
known in the metal community. So maybe I might have him listen to you guys.
That'd be
And
awesome, actually.
yeah,
Yeah.
I was thinking of having like because he takes requests, and I was thinking of requesting him listening to one of your guys' songs and the band I work for, obviously, because obviously, duh,
That'd
have
be
to.
sweet.
But
Does he do, like reaction videos or what?
yeah, reaction. Yeah, he does reaction
That's
videos.
perfect.
Yeah,
I've been trying to get promoted with something of that sort, so I haven't been able to figure out a connection yet though. So that'd be awesome.
I got, bro. You need a reaction bro. You need somebody to react to your stuff,
Yeah.
dude. Say less. I got you.
You react to it, bro.
Yeah, I got you. Say less.
Just
Dude.
pretend it's hearing it for the first time. I'm just I
No,
have a song coming out September 19th, so you can react to that one.
perfect. I was actually gonna. You just answered my other question, so can't ask that one.
Yep, that's the
um,
next one, September 19th.
huge hype. Okay. Um, sorry, excuse me. Let's see.
Nice vocals.
It's funny that you say that. My boyfriend is theatrically trained. He sings classic and sings theater, and like he got noticed by this one dude who's doing a song off of Broadway, and he's always wanted to sing in Broadway. Now, I know that you're more kind of like heavier stuff, but I know that you do the clears because I've heard your clears. Can you kind of maybe can you maybe kind of give him the motivation and confidence that like he deserves that recognition, because like I've been trying to tell him that he should do it, but he's been very like indecisive of not wanting to do it because he feels like he's not vocally there, and I
Ah,
think he is.
I mean, that's usually a personal thing. Like for you to think he is, like that's one thing, but for him to feel like he's not ready, that's a whole separate thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like I didn't feel like I was ready for the longest time. I could have done Drown the Planet years sooner, but my issue was I didn't feel like I was ready to sing.
Yeah.
And that's why it took me forever to like actually lock in and do it. But yeah, dude, I don't know. It's more of a personal thing of like whenever they're ready to like lock in and take over, then they're ready. But if they're not ready, then there's only so much you can do of like, cause like my mom and dad were always like, oh, you're such a good singer, you'd be really good, you should do it. And like I probably was good enough at the time, but I just wasn't confident enough, and so I didn't do it until I was confident enough. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's different for everybody, but it really just depends on the person because some people don't care at all and they'll sing bad and they don't think it matters, and that's fine, you know. But people who think it matters, it'll take them a little bit longer to like warm up to the idea of it. And that's why screaming is a lot easier because you're not really hitting notes. You're just kind of like yelling and it doesn't really matter. But there is right and wrong ways to scream too. Like you could damage your vocal cords
Oh
and
yeah.
never be able to do it again.
Hmm.
But that's besides the point. Like screaming, it's less noticeable if you're a bad screamer, but it's super noticeable if you're a bad singer. So there's
Yeah.
definitely a lot of confidence issues with that because there's so many great singers out there that people just compare themselves to, and that's just human, you know, like people
Right.
compare themselves to people all the time. So with there being so many good singers out there, it's hard to feel like, oh, I could do that when you're like, oh, but I'm not that good. You know what I mean? But once you do it more and you start falling in love with it, then you're like, I don't care if I'm not that good yet. I feel like I'm good enough and I'll get better and I'm gonna start doing it. And that's different for everybody. You know what I mean? So it took
Yeah.
me a while. Yeah.
You know, I was just I was kind of teasing him a little bit, but like he's going to send his resume, but like he
Yeah.
he's just like it's a little it's definitely it's more of a it's a situational thing more. If he had more time, he would definitely do Broadway cuz
Yeah.
I'm not even saying this as his boyfriend, and I'm saying as somebody who is very non-biased to Vocalist. He's very good. like,
Yeah.
like he's really good with singing,
Heck
and
yeah.
he wants to start doing like he wants to make his own music, and he wants to do his own stuff, and like have me do guitar stuff for him and stuff like that. So that's kind of like why I asked that question.
Sure. You got half a band right there, man.
Yeah, I know. I can play bass. I can play bass and lead and rhythm. So I could do
Yeah.
all of it, just not drums. he
Easy.
It's funny that you say that though. He did play he's a good pianist. Like he plays really good piano and well, I wouldn't say, he's crazy good, but he can play a song. But
Right. I can't.
oh,
Yeah.
okay. um I don't know. It's just like for me, my biggest struggle is like I'm all self-taught guitar wise, right? So I've learned through what's called Rocksmith. I don't know if you've ever heard of that.
Mm-mm.
So basically, take the idea of Guitar Hero and just put in a real guitar. There you go.
Oh wait, I have heard of that.
Yeah,
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
yeah,
That's awesome, actually.
yeah. I'm all self-taught through that, and
Nice.
my biggest struggle recently is flashy solos that have a lot of string bends and
Yeah.
like tapping stuff like that.
Tapping took me forever, bro.
And I've been getting better with just using my index because that's what I've heard is using the index is a lot easier because you can just keep your pick rested
Yeah.
on your middle finger. So that's what I do, and I tap. Um,
Yep.
Hang on one second. Sorry about that. Sorry about that.
Yep.
Somebody was just checking in on me, making sure I was okay, and I was just like, I'm busy.
I
Yeah,
feel it.
yeah. I usually stay in my room a lot. That-
Nice.
because I'm busy doing stuff like this, interviewing people like you, and getting stuff situated to where I can do interviews. It's fun. But enough about me. Back to you. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Um,
That's awesome.
Sorry about that.
No, you're okay.
So you said it took you a long time to get good with tapping. What was like your what would be like your best way to tell someone like me to get better with tapping out of curiosity?
Uh, mm, so you know that riff in Last Limb during the breakdown where it's like
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
that's tapping.
Yeah.
Um, the way I did that is I'm relying um only one of those notes is tapped. The
Okay.
rest of those notes are open strings and hammer-ons slash pull-offs. So when I'm
Okay.
tapping, I tap in a way that's complex enough to be able to do a ton of notes without relying on this finger a whole lot. Like that whole riff is I pick the first note and I do one of these and then open and then tap. And that's the whole thing. So instead
Huh.
of being like this,
Yeah.
I'm just doing this. And it's super easy.
Maybe I should do
So
that more.
yeah, when you're especially if you're like writing a tapping riff, you don't have to write it crazy complex where it's like impossible to play. You can just write it where the you only need it like a couple times. You know what I mean? Unless it's like a consistent melody where you're just doing it. Like watch me break down that intro riff. Um, that's tapping too, but I'm tapping the whole guitar flashy thing. You can do it where you tap and it's epic, but it's not like annoyingly hard. You know what I mean? Like you can just do it a couple times and it still gets the same effect. And people see you do it and they're like, "Oh," you know what I mean? But you don't have to like break your back trying to do it. You know what I mean? Like don't overthink it, I guess.
Yeah, no. Yeah, that's definitely a good way to look at it. The only reason why I ask is because when I went to go see Walking Down Main play live, I was talking to the lead guitarist, and he's a lot like you, like just flashy solos and fun, crazy chunks, and he's just talented. That's the best way I could just put it. He's very talented, and I kind of asked him the same thing, and he told me kind of like the same thing as you, but I think you described it a little bit better and like made it easier for me to understand. To be fair, uh, honestly though, to be fair, he was explaining to me. He was explaining this to me while there was heavy metal playing in the live. There was live heavy metal being played, so we were kind of like screaming at each other.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah, but yeah, no, okay. My, yeah, I've always kind of thought that you had to use the index to pull off and not it's okay, maybe, okay. Now I'm understanding. Huh.
Yeah, with that last limb riff, I don't pull off with the index at all. I end on the index. So I'm doing here. I could show you.
Okay.
Ugh,
Oh,
guitar class.
that's a sexy guitar too.
8 strings, bro. I'll kind of adjust the camera here a little bit. Ugh.
Wee.
So this is me pulling off a bunch. My bony knee in a way. I'm just pulling off here with the last limb riff. I'm just ending with it, and then it's
Oh,
finished. It's back to the chugs. So instead of doing this, or you can barely hear it because it's not plugged in. Instead of doing that and then pulling off, I just
yeah.
do that, and that's the end. So
Huh.
I'm doing the riff down here,
Yeah.
but I end with the tap because it's like it's impossible to do and like slide all the way up. So I
That's
end
really,
here,
yeah.
but I don't like you don't have to keep going. You can just like do a quick little thing and then back to the riff. But then for Watch Me Break Down, I'm pulling off a lot because that's just how it goes. It's more of a riff instead of just a lick. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing for Watch Me Break Down. I'm slower. I'm starting here, pulling off, hammer on, and then the same thing but above the next string, just
Oh my.
over and over again. But then that's happening as the lead line while there's guitars chugging in the background.
Yeah.
So it's like a full piece. But in Last Limb, I just rely on the tap to like finish it instead of relying on the tap to be the riff. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
If that makes any more sense, I don't know.
yeah, no, that actually very much does to the fact that I was actually able to that you showed me on the guitar. Yeah, that actually made a lot of sense.
Yay! Yeah,
That actually I might
that's
start
just a
practicing
little
that
bit.
more. Yeah, I might have to start practicing that a bit more cuz
Yeah.
I play so I know I'm never going to be as good as Eddie Van Halen. you know,
No one.
yeah, no, but I've been playing a lot of Van Halen recently and like a lot of like rock, early metal, and like that's where I just struggle. It's just the solos, man. My God.
They're crazy.
Yeah, like my God, Panama. What? Yeah,
It's crazy.
Panama. No. um,
Eruption's like all tapping that one part, and he's pulling off that whole time, and
I
he's
can't. I don't
doing
understand
pull
how.
ups. Me neither. Like I've learned it, but I can't play it like super good. Like I can play it sloppy, but I can't play it good, you know. But
My
he's pulling off with his index, and then his other hand he's doing hammer-ons, and he's just doing that over and over again and sliding around the fretboard, and it sounds sick. But that's like, oh,
hard.
that's so beyond me, dude. I can't.
My good friend Luke, who I haven't seen in a while, he's like a big Van Halen fan, and he can play Eruption. All right. And he's like, bro, it's just easy, you just do this. And he's showing me like on Snapchat, it's just this easy.
Uh,
What? What do you mean it's just that easy?
it's not that easy, bro.
He's like, bro, look, all you gotta do is just do some hammer-ons and just do some tapping. Yeah, yeah, of course, yeah. I got you.
Oh, I didn't think of that.
Let me just put that in my brain. like,
Yeah, that's a hard riff.
yeah, no, like, I I look up to you guys and like my friends and stuff like that, and it's like, I I can play fast. Don't get me wrong. Like I can play Infinite Annihilator. I can play at like 320 BPM. My fastest BPM was like 330, 335, and I was like, yeah, gotta stop. Can't go faster. My hands
Yeah.
almost started bleeding at that point. That was spooky.
Oh my
um,
god.
yeah, but I kind of toned it down now because I
Yeah.
just needed to chill and just like, yo, I can't be
Necessary
playing.
evil.
Yeah, I can't be playing that fast anymore. Like my fingers were so like you can't see them now because like I stopped, but they were so
Yeah.
fat. Like my
Right.
calluses were so fat that if you were shaking my hand, they were like tough as a rock. Like calluses were on point at one point
Yeah.
in time, but I had to chill out because it was, yeah, no, my fingers were telling me to stop.
For sure.
Uh,
What's up?
have you seen my dog's toy up here? Like long rubber.
The long rubber black thing?
Yeah. Is it up here?
I saw it by the door today, but I don't know if it got brought in here or moved downstairs.
Also, do you have a string winder slash cutter thing?
I wish. No.
Apple in it? I don't know where it is.
Shoot. We should do a Guitar Center run and get you one because I want one too.
there's there's like an actual string winder thing that like winds up the strings for
Yeah.
you and stuff.
You put it on the tuning peg,
Yeah.
and then uh you know,
What?
I don't know.
And it
It's
just
like
works?
it's the shape of a tuning peg
Yeah.
and it has a swivel handle. So you put it on and you just do this instead of having to twist it over
I
and over
have
again.
I have one of those.
Yeah.
I
It's
was
so cool. And
y-
there's some that double as a string clipper
Yeah,
too.
those
I
are
was
nice.
I was wondering what that was. When I got my Jackson, it came with my Jackson, and I was like, "What is this?"
Yeah, it's for when you're changing strings, it takes forever to tighten the strings up because
Facts.
to just sit there doing this.
Yeah.
So when you can like crank it like an Allen wrench almost, it's so nice.
I'm so close to buying one of the drill ones too.
Dude, the drill ones are crazy. Have you seen the drill ones that like it tunes it as you drill, like when you're drilling it, it stops when it's in tune for each one. Have you
What the
seen those?
I haven't seen that.
what?
I saw an ad for it on Instagram.
You're hiding now, which makes it easy.
She just chills, bro.
That's
I think she'll be all right as long as you're up here. So if you don't mind her being in here,
No, I don't care. She's chill. She's not doing nothing wrong.
dude. That's actually
Ian
kind of
said sometimes she poops in here if she's alone.
yeah.
So
So
I'll make sure she leaves if I'm leaving. But yeah, she's chill. Got the little doggy in here.
yeah. No, you're good. No, that's crazy. I didn't even think that. I seen Eddie use a drill once in a song, but like I didn't think that like you could like use it to tune your. That's crazy.
Yeah, dude, technology is
Whoa.
so crazy. Guitars are advancing so much, dude. I've seen guitars where the back of the headstock will automatically tune itself when
Yeah,
you
I've
click a
seen.
button.
Yeah, I've
I've
seen
seen
that too.
those
Yeah.
where it's like a robot that does it, and I'm like,
You're like, what? What in the back in the future is this?
I know, right? It's pretty nuts.
And then you come to realize that it's like basically a house payment to buy one. you know, like
Yeah,
twelve
that's
thousand
what's
dollars
annoying.
for a guitar that does that.
Yeah,
To be fair, it'd be worth it if you're playing that professionally and that seriously, and like you're getting paid that much to play that good. But
that's the key part is if you're getting paid that much.
yeah, the key part, yeah. Like there's this one dude that I got recently watching. He's like he performs live and he does like he lets people do like live karaoke's and like he does like the guitar parts and stuff like that. He's very good. Like he has a very nice custom, like headless stock, and it's like what you were talking about. It does what you were just talking about,
Yeah,
and that thing is so. Oh my god, such a beautiful guitar, like
heck yeah.
disgustingly beautiful, and it like seeing stuff like that. Yeah, he definitely gets paid good. He definitely gets
Yeah,
paid good enough to do stuff like that.
for sure.
Um, out of all those guitars in the background, because I was seeing the guitars in the background, which one is your favorite?
Those five were these ones are mine. Those are all the rest of the guys that live here. Uh,
Ah,
my favorite is probably the Mark Holcomb 7 string I have. PRS.
okay.
So like, I like the 8 string too for like separate reasons, obviously, but it's a little bit cheaper and
A little bit cheaper.
a
Man, if
little
I
bit.
if I told you my budget, you'd laugh.
The 7 string was like, uh, I got it used for like 450. So it was it's pretty good for what it is. I like it. It's a lot better than the cheap Ibanez ones people see. But
And
the Mark Holcomb one, that was like $1,200. But I got it.
oh my
I got it.
god.
I got it as a gift for a tour I was hired for. I got hired to tour on guitar for a band called Seventh Day Slumber.
Okay.
I was touring with them for 3 months, and it was like my first like real professional tour. And so my grandparents actually bought that for me to use on that tour
Oh, that's
because
sick.
there was another set that I was doing on that tour where they needed a 7 string, and I didn't have one at the time. Well, I did have a 7 string, but it was set up and like double. It was set up in 8 string tuning. So
So it was in like
like I
double
said before,
standard.
I wrote Last Limb on a 7 string.
Yeah.
I wrote it in 8 string tuning on a 7 string, but they needed a 7 string in 7 string tuning, and mine was not capable of doing that. So I had to literally either reset up my guitar or get a new one.
Mm.
And I was eyeing the Mark Holcomb for a while, and my parents told my grandparents, and they got it for me. So I was super blessed for that, and it's probably my favorite because I play it like a lot. But
Me with my Jackson. You know what? Hang on. Let me you know what? Let me show you my Jackson.
let's
This
see it.
this is what I normally play on. Ugh. This is this is my baby.
Nice, dude.
Yeah, it's I know it's pretty basic, with the natural wood, but what I'm going to do with it is not going to be basic.
What are you gonna do?
So, I So
I'm gonna
one
put stickers on it, and
no, no,
I'm just
no,
kidding.
no. Um, so one person was telling me to wood burn it, and I was like, maybe. But then I looked into it and seen how expensive it was. I said no. So I was like, you know what? Let's do a cooler idea. So when I get another guitar in the future, and I'm actually to the point where I'm actually like, okay, I don't need my Jackson anymore. I'm going to get this Jackson signed by it's going to be signed by basically any like every band that I've interviewed. That's the idea. I want to get it signed by you guys, The Fallen Prodigy, Defamed, Making Blind Eyes See, uh
Yeah,
everybody.
that'd
Like
be awesome.
I
That's a good
just
idea.
I just want this whole body just full of signatures, and then I'm gonna cut off all the strings, clean the fretboard, and then bam, it's a wall piece for the rest of its time. And then I have a
Yes.
cool story for it, you know?
That'll be sick too, because it's like a you can do that with a cheap guitar and get away with it. But if you were to do that with an expensive guitar, it'd be like so hurtful.
Yeah.
Not hurtful, but like, oh, why'd you do that? You know what I mean?
See, for me, it's funny that you say that. $200 is expensive for me.
Dude, it's expensive for everyone starting out, but once you start, dude, and you get like a $300 guitar and then a $400 guitar, and then you just, dude, you can't stop. It just progresses. Trust me, you're gonna
is
get there.
is like I know with like the pickups and everything, I know it's different, but besides from pickups, does the price really change? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Oh, absolutely. That guitar you have, I had the exact same one, but it was black.
yeah.
Um, dude, astronomically different from my PRS that I have, my Fender that I have. Like it really does make a big difference.
Okay.
And when you're first starting out, it doesn't matter
Mhm.
because you're first starting out.
Yeah.
But if you're first starting out like seriously,
Yeah.
then you'd probably want to get a higher end guitar just so you're able to like play better and have a better feel
Yeah.
versus playing on a cheap guitar that isn't sustainable and not playing well,
That's
because
fair.
that's when people get frustrated and it turns into a side hobby and then they never play it again.
Yep.
But if you have good gear, then you'll be able to play better. So it really does make a difference, and it really, really is worth it. Like I promise. It
Okay.
just seems like intimidating because you're like, oh, $700 for a slab of wood with strings on it. But once you spend that $700, it's like, dude, it really is a game changer.
Okay.
But dude, those Jackson guitars, those are just fine for starting out, especially for the price. Like they're really good. There's definitely worse guitars out there. So the one that you have is really good, I would say.
Yeah,
But
no,
it's
I
definitely worth it to invest in a higher end one for sure.
okay. Cuz
Yeah.
so as you can tell, I have small hands. And yeah, you have bigger hands than I do, definitely. I can tell. And I have hold on. I have another guitar and I want to introduce you to it. And I want to show you why I've been more inclined with Jackson's instead of the one I first got.
Hmm.
So this is my beef stick. Let me grab it.
Beef stick.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what we call it. Come here, you. This is my beef stick.
Oh yeah.
And the reason why we call it the beef stick is because we had back in the day, I was telling you about it. We had the Dario extra heavy gauges that were 13 to 67,
Oh my gosh.
practically bass strings.
13, dude.
Yeah, I was
That's
playing
crazy.
chunk. so
Nice.
so this was some friend of mine named Fo came in chat and he was like, "Bro, we should name this the beef stick." And I was like, "You know what? This is beef stick now." But
Fire.
so my biggest problem with this is, don't get me wrong, I love playing on it, but it's the neck. The neck on this thing is huge. Like, this is like, it's just as big as my palm. And it's
Yeah.
like when I'm doing like big chords like this or like just doing normal chords like this is already hurting. Like,
Yeah.
I just I don't know. Like, I like how do I put it? I like my Jackson because it's a smaller fret, and it's like it's easier to move on because it's like the smaller neck and it's like all wood. But
Yeah.
I want, maybe you can give me a suggestion. But my next guitar that I want is something that's good for basically everything. But the problem is that,
Mhm.
you know, well, if I want to go and like drop a G sharp, then I need to get a digital, I need to get a drop pedal for that. I can't,
Yeah.
I'm not going to have money for that. I just want
Right.
I just want something that's good for like E standard to like D drop C, E B standard, and like maybe B standard to C standard, just like those standard tunings. Like
Hmm.
I'm very basic when it comes to learning guitar, and like I used to play Paleface Swiss all the time, Orbiculture, um Infinite Annihilator, playing in all drop F, drop G and all that stuff. And it's like
Yeah.
I kind of got bored of it, not in a bad way, just more of like I kind of just gotten done just kind of just doing the tun 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 tun.
Right.
and like that's when I started getting into like Ice Nine Kills. And like I wanted to play more like Ice Nine Kills type stuff. But then I was talking to the guitarist of Ice Nine Kills, Dominic, I think is how you say his name. Dom, one of his name. I think that's how you say his name.
I'm not sure.
He he's he's one of the lead guitarists that goes on tour with them. He's not an official Ice Nine Kills member, but he goes on tour with them. But all of his songs are on 7 strings, and they're like these 7 string guitars are like thousands of dollars. So it's like I don't know. It's like I want to play these songs so bad, but I don't have, I can't. I'm not gonna spend $2,000 on a guitar just to play a song. You know what I mean?
I feel that. Yeah, for sure.
So like, do you think there's a suggestion that maybe you could tell me that like maybe I should look out for to like look into for my next guitar with like what I told you, or no, not really?
Um, I don't know. I feel like for your next guitar, it wouldn't really matter what you get as long as it's like a step up from the Jackson that you have.
Yeah.
But also, at that point, you could also just invest that money into a drop pedal instead and continue using your Jackson for a little bit longer
Okay.
because that would be like basically the same thing, if not better.
Hmm.
Because then you can do so much. I have a drop pedal and I use it all the time. It's such a lifesaver.
Yeah.
But uh getting a little bit more expensive six string, like $300 to $500 range, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
I feel like that would be a really good investment for you.
Hmm.
And you can get like thicker strings, not 13s to 67. That's ridiculous. But get something in the middle where you can do like C standard comfortably,
Yeah.
and then you can drop it down to A easily and tune it up to like D, and then you'll still be fine. And then just forget about E standard because that's annoying. No one likes that anyway. I'm just kidding. People use E standard all the time.
Yeah, I was gonna
But
say a lot of the songs that I play are in E standard. That's why I'm
yeah,
like, that's
it is a
why
lot easier to tune down
Mm,
from E standard. Like if you have a guitar that's set up for E, you'll start to sound bad at like B and below.
yep.
But
Hmm.
if you have one that's set up for like D, you can get down to like A, but below
Okay.
that you're gonna start to have issues.
Yeah.
But you shouldn't really need to go lower than A, at least on a six string. Like if you're going lower than A, then just get a seven string.
Okay.
But
Gotcha. Okay.
like I don't know, it kind of really is that simple for me. Like it just depends on what string gauge you're using. But it's a lot harder to go up than it is down. So like that's why I would invest in a drop pedal because you can be in E and then go down to G, but you can't be in D and then go up to E. Like you just can't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you
Yeah.
can, but you'd have to like put new strings on for that to work. You wouldn't be able to like tune up. If it's set up for D, then it's set up for D and you can go lower a little bit. And with a drop pedal you can go even lower. But with a drop pedal you can't go higher, hence drop pedal, not raise pedal.
Yeah.
So I would personally, if I were you, I would get a solid six string, maybe like 400 bucks ish.
Hmm.
And if you get a drop pedal also, which you might not right away, but if you do, you can be set up in E, drop it down to D, and from there you can pitch shift it easily instead of
Hmm.
like, because it's hard to be and it's hard to tune up because the strings are getting tighter and then eventually they snap,
Right.
and or it sounds bad or it doesn't stay in tune. So if the string gauge you buy is set up for a specific tuning,
Hmm.
try to stick to that tuning and tune down sometimes, but don't tune up because it's not going to sound good or be sustainable. And I
Okay.
learned that the hard way, unfortunately. So don't do that. But
Okay, I got you.
if you get a drop pedal, all your problems will be solved, at least until you want eight string territory. Then you gotta,
that
yeah,
that's not gonna be for a while. I'm gonna be honest.
yeah. But
uh,
yeah, drop pedals are sweet.
okay, for sure. Then
Definitely worth the investment.
okay, then I think I'm gonna talk to my boyfriend about that because he's been wanting to help me get better and like in improving in guitar and like we were looking into getting a focus right for obviously to get the drop pedal to work and then like I have a digital pitch shifter already. It's like a free one that I found a long time ago. And well, I didn't find it. A friend of mine found it and helped me set it up. And
Yeah,
like I can set it up to where I could basically pitch shift in Rocksmith to any tuning and I could play any song. And that's where I want to get to again at some point. But it's just a lot of setting up. So
yeah.
it's going to be a little interesting.
With
But,
the pedal, just plug it in, easy peasy. Turn it on and off. That's it.
okay. Maybe then, maybe I'll just get the pedal and see if, see how that works.
They're perfect, dude.
Oh. Oh, and it has an in and out? Okay.
Yep. So I plug my guitar into this, and then this dial adjusts where I'm at here. So if I'm in E, this is E flat, this is D, D flat, C, C flat, B, whatever, and then it skips the last few and just goes straight to octave and then
Okay.
double octave, and it's perfect. It's so easy. All you do is turn it on and then set it to what you want, and you can turn it off too for if you want to go back to regular. So
Huh.
it's definitely 1000% worth it, dude. It's so easy. You don't have to do anything. You just plug it in. So
Huh.
I would. It's definitely worth it.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Then I think that's what I'm gonna do.
Do
Um
it because you can do that with your Jackson. You don't need a better guitar to get a drop pedal. You can just get a drop pedal, and then once you're getting used to that, then you're good, and then you just get a better guitar like later down the road. Like personally, if I were you, that's what I would prioritize. But
okay.
also, if you want a better guitar, then get that first, and then get the drop pedal later,
No, I've been
because
wanting a drop
either
pedal.
way, you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, I've been
Yeah,
wanting a
they're
drop
definitely
pedal.
worth it. They're so good. I use them all the time. Death Memory, I tracked on a seven string in drop G, and I used a drop pedal to pitch shift it to drop E flat. So like, they're so useful, bro. Like,
Drop
'cause-
E flat. Holy. Oh my god.
yeah, dude. Last Limb is an E flat. Gone is an E flat. I write in eight string tunings. I just didn't have an eight string. So now that I finally have an eight string, I can write eight string songs for real. But I have a lot of eight string songs that I wrote on a seven string just pitch shifted. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
That's
it's awesome, dude. Drop pedals are
oh my
sick.
god. I just didn't think that you could go that low.
You
Well,
can. You definitely can. You can go lower.
well, you definitely got me interested, and I appreciate that. Um,
Yeah.
on to I might as well into the last question.
Last question. Let's do
Yeah.
it.
I like
I like
to kind of throw a curveball, which would be, do you have any questions for me out of curiosity?
How long have you been doing interviews for? Because you're like really good at it.
Thank you. Um,
You're like, oh, what's your favorite color? Like you actually ask real questions. Like I can tell you prepared for this. Like this is really cool.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So I've been doing interviews for about a month and a half now,
What?
and
I thought
yeah,
you were gonna say a couple years.
no, yeah, no. A lot of it's funny that you say that. A lot of my inspiration of coming up with questions is just listening to the music and like, okay, this is a good question, and like feeling the person's vibe as the vocalist, like AKA you. I would like watch their music videos and like see the vibe they like to give off as that person, or if it's a persona, for example, maybe they're acting as somebody else. Who knows? But I like to kind of pick up on people's vibes and like make questions based off of that. And like I've seen a lot of the interviews where it's like with Steve O and stuff like that, and it's like he asked some good questions, but a lot of the questions are like, what drugs did you do? And like, it's like, I okay, I guess, like, sure. And like, he talks to other people about struggling with addiction and stuff. Like that's cool, but that's not about them. Like
Yeah.
you're bringing on this, like, that's like me interviewing Aerosmith and talking about like Slipknot the entire time. Like that just makes no sense.
Right.
So I kind of just learned after watching a lot of like the suit and tie questions and answers. I was just like, I want to do it my own way, and like I already have like a sort of big enough platform on Twitch to where like I can make sort of an impact,
Yeah.
for people in the community, when it's like people like you who are just growing, or people who have a couple of thousands of followers already. It's just whatever helps, and that's what I like
Right.
doing.
For sure. That's awesome. Definitely keep it up because you're doing really good.
Oh, thank you, dude. That means a lot. Yeah, and
Yeah.
my boyfriend also helps too with the questions. It's not always just me, but
Sweet.
um what I do like to do sometimes is when I'm interviewing bands like with you. Um, Yesterday I was showing my friends your guys' music, and I was like, yeah, this is who I'm interviewing, and people who I was showing the music to were really enjoying it. So
Hell yeah.
yeah, so yeah,
That's
yeah, no, of course, bro. I always do that to every band that I interview. Whether it's only a couple hundred views or a couple thousands, I don't care about the numbers. It's what I see in the music that matters to me. You know?
that's awesome. Love that.
Yeah, thank you, man. But yeah, I think that's pretty much everything I have to ask for you. If there's anything that you want to promote or anything like that, feel free.
Mm. How many people are watching?
Good question. Let's see. We got a good total of like 3 to 4. We got a good couple people up in here.
Nice. All four of you, go follow Drown the Planet on Instagram.
Oh, if it,
um,
if it makes you feel any better, actually, since you brought that up, when I post this on YouTube, I'll put your guys' socials. I do this for every band that I interview.
oh,
I'll put
yeah.
your socials, your guys' YouTube channel, a Spotify link, and then a YouTube link to a song. So then people can go to the Spotify if they want to go listen to it on Spotify. Then they can go to YouTube, so on and so forth. Whatever,
Yeah,
I make
that's
it.
awesome.
Yeah, I make it easy for everybody.
That's good stuff. Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, shoot. I don't know. I got a song coming out September 19th.
Okay.
Um, I'm working on my first full length album. Like I said earlier, I will not disclose the release date yet, but I do know what it is. So,
You don't have to.
eye
You know.
out for it.
Yeah, yeah. You
But
don't got to.
should be should be doing some tours soon. I have a tour that I'm booking right now. I will also not disclose that quite yet, but keep an eye out for that as well. Got a lot of stuff I'm working on this side of the country now that I'm not in Arizona anymore. So I have some big announcements coming pretty soon that I'm super stoked about, but I can't talk about them yet. So but just keep an eye out on the social medias, Spotify, all that stuff.
For
Easy
sure.
peasy.
All right.
Yeah,
All right,
that's
man.
it for me.
All right, my man. You've been an absolute blast. I honestly, it's been 2 hours and it hasn't even felt like 2 hours.
No, for like 15 minutes. You want to go to In and Out? Heck yeah.
But yeah, man. I appreciate your time, dude. Thank you again so much for coming on and being so down to earth and being so genuine and answering all my questions, dude. You've been super fun.
Yeah, dude, of course. Let's do it again sometime. Maybe after the album release, we can run it back.
Yeah, yeah, we could talk about that and maybe some other things in the future too, and maybe
That's,
if um, maybe we can meet the other band members that play for you too.
yeah, by then, oh, for sure by then. Wilson's one of them. He's doing guitar.
Yeah.
Uh, and he's the singer of Collective Dust. So
Oh,
he's
okay.
he's so cool. I'll make
Okay.
sure you get an interview with Collective Dust soon too, because I'm sure they would love to do it.
Yeah,
But
because any band, literally, I don't care how popular they are. I don't care how small they are. Like, I don't care about the numbers. What I
I'll
care
send you
about,
I'll send you a bunch of stuff. I know a lot of really cool bands, so I'll
yeah,
send them your way.
yeah, send them my way and let them know that your boy is here to ask some questions. All
Heck yeah, dude. Sounds good.
right, my man. You have yourself an amazing rest of your day, and I'll catch you next time. All right, my man.
Sounds good, man. You too.
All
See
right,
you later, bro.
see you later, bro. Stay blessed.
You too. Bye.
See ya.